The air is thick with dust and smoke. The sun hangs low over the mountains of Thermopylae, painting the jagged peaks in deep orange and gold. The year is 480 BC, the moment when 300 Spartans stood against an army of thousands. Their shields gleam in the light, their spears steady, their eyes calm. Every heartbeat is a countdown to immortality, every breath a vow that they will not yield. But this is not the battle history remembers. This is a world reimagined. What if the Spartans didn't fight with bronze and wood, but with steel and fire? What if they carried machine guns? The scene opens with a roar, not of men but of weapons. The Persian army advances across the narrow pass, endless as the sea, their armor glinting like distant lightning. War drums beat, echoing from valley to valley. Yet, as their rhythm grows louder, the mountains answer back with a different sound, the crackling of automatic gunfire. From behind iron barricades, Spartans unleash a storm. Bullets shred the air, cutting down ranks of soldiers before they even reach the front line. For the first time in history, the Persians face something beyond comprehension, power that no shield can block, no armor can withstand. King Leonidas stands at the center, his red cloak flickering in the wind. His eyes reflect every flash of gunfire, every spark of battle. Around him, warriors move with precision, coordinated strike units, using cover, advancing in rhythm. No longer just men with courage, they are soldiers of a new era. Their rifles thunder in unison, creating a wall of fire that makes the mountains themselves tremble. The ground shakes beneath the fury of their assault. But even in this reimagined war, victory is never simple. For every Spartan, honor is not measured by survival, but by the intensity of their fight. The Persians, shocked but relentless, adapt. Elephants charge through the narrow pass, archers fire from the cliffs, and cavalry sweeps in from the flanks. Yet the Spartans answer with mounted heavy guns and drones overhead, scanning enemy movements, relaying data to commanders with lightning speed. Every strategy is calculated, every shot purposeful. The battlefield becomes a storm of light and fire, ancient courage colliding with modern destruction. Imagine Xerxes, the self-proclaimed god-king, atop his golden throne at the edge of the battlefield. His empire's might, unmatched for centuries, falters before the hail of bullets. Entire regiments fall, swallowed by the firestorm. Yet he does not retreat. He sends wave after wave of soldiers, sacrificing thousands to test the limits of Spartan endurance. And still, the line holds. Machine guns roar, mountains shudder. The legend grows, hours stretch into days. The air becomes thick with smoke, dust, and sweat. Ammunition dwindles. Supply lines crumble under relentless assault. The Persians begin to encircle the Spartans, tightening their grip. Leonidas understands what comes next. Even the strongest walls eventually fall when time runs out. But Spartans do not surrender. They adapt. They fight with knives, fire, and whatever remains in their hands. The battle transforms into a brutal test of survival, every Spartan becoming a weapon, every movement a calculated strike. Blood and smoke fill the pass, the echoes of gunfire merging with the roar of nature itself. From a distance, the mountain peaks glow under the early dawn. Leonidas calls his men together, his voice cutting through the storm of explosions. "Spartans," he says, "we were born to fight the impossible. Today, we redefine what courage means." He looks toward the horizon, where the first light touches his armor, scratched, dented, but unbroken. "We may fall," he continues, "but our story will echo forever." The Persians surge, yet for every advance they make, the Spartans carve a path of defiance. Bullets tear through the morning mist. Drones circle overhead like mechanical hawks, scanning for weaknesses that do not exist. Leonidas moves along the line, encouraging, inspiring, a human engine of courage amidst the chaos. Every Spartan fires with deadly accuracy. Every enemy advance is met with a counterstrike more precise than the last. Eventually, the inevitable comes. The Spartans are surrounded. Their numbers diminish. Their strength wanes. But even here, in the final moments, they are unbroken. Each man stands tall, firing the last of their ammunition, each breath a declaration of honor. They fight not for victory, not for survival, but to etch their names into eternity. The last line holds, as if the mountains themselves have become their shield. And then, silence. The guns stop. The Persians step forward, thinking the battle is won. But the Spartans' defiance lingers in the air, thick as the smoke that shrouds the valley. One by one they fall, not as defeated soldiers, but as legends reborn. Thermopylae is lost, but something greater has been won. The courage of 300 men amplified by the fire of modern weapons becomes immortal. Centuries later, strategists would call it madness. Historians would call it genius. Those who truly understand war call it evolution. The spirit of the Spartans did not die on that pass. It lives on in every fighter who stands against impossible odds, every soldier who refuses to kneel, every nation that believes courage can outlast fear. Now imagine this world not as fantasy, but as reflection. What if every ancient empire had been given modern power? Would humanity rise, or destroy itself faster? Would courage still mean something when machines could fight for us? The Spartans proved that courage is not in the weapon, but in the hand that wields it. Leonidas once said, "Come and take them." If he had lived in our time, he might have said it again, not with spears, but with rifles raised, daring anyone to challenge the will of his people. Across history, there are those who stand between freedom and tyranny. They are the Spartans of their era, and history remembers them not for what they carried, but for what they believed. As the smoke fades and the echoes of battle retreat into the mountains, one truth remains. Weapons change, strategy evolves, but spirit endures. The Spartans fought to prove that some things are worth dying for. Even in a world of machine guns, drones, and missiles, that truth never dies. If you enjoyed imagining this reimagined battle, subscribe for more stories where ancient heroes meet modern power. Legends never fade, they just find new ways to fight.